This is Cuba. You can only see car headlights. The electricity is completely out. This is what the city looks like at night. Havana, the capital, is completely empty. It's empty, nobody. Only us. It's like a ghost city. Because of the fuel shortage, people don't use their cars. Gas stations are empty. Universities are closed due to the lack of fuel. There are no garbage trucks either, for the same reason. Wealthier areas operate in dollars, while government-subsidized stores for the general public are almost empty. Houses are on the verge of collapse, and people are living in abandoned homes. People stand in line, sometimes for an entire day, just for basic necessities. There are places run by intelligence agents or informants called CDR, present in every neighborhood. How do people live in Cuba? Today we'll visit and see. The island of Cuba lies just 150 kilometers from the U.S. mainland. Its area is 111,000 square kilometers, with a population of about 11 million. We'll start with the fuel crisis and why it has disappeared from the country. No gasoline, no transport in Havana now. 1 year ago, it was full here of the convertible cars. So many tourists coming to this square for making pictures, making videos, and this is a very famous square here. What's the name of this guy? Ernesto Guevara de la Serna, calling El Che Guevara. Yeah, people loving him. He's a hero. So you guys have freedom? I don't know exactly if I have freedom or no. What the meaning of freedom? Cuban depends whole time to the in other countries. Before Venezuela, Russia, before Russia, Vietnam, Mexico helped, now Cuban people a lot. Everything is closed in the square. It's the most beautiful square and the most important in the old Havana, but so many places is closed because no electricity today. It's the problem. Here you can see the Coco taxi. Horse-drawn carts have become a daily means of transportation for locals, so they can move around at a low cost. The irony is that importing new cars is extremely difficult due to a mix of sanctions, taxes, and high custom duties. While the average salary here can be less than $50 a month. The situation on the street is shocking. My friend don't coming because know the gasoline and now change the taxi driver. The prices is higher now because it's difficult to find the gasoline in cheap price now. Bro, it's almost empty, nobody, man. Where is the people? Electricity coming 5 in the morning, but 7 o'clock lost again. Even now in 2026, power outages happen daily. Look, these might be the only tourists here. As you can see, there's a Peugeot dealer and it's empty. There's no cars to sell. Completely empty. You see, they closed it. There's no fuel, it's simple. There's no fuel. Now Venezuela is not sending any fuel, Mexico is not sending fuel, and as now they are blocked, you see? This is the result. There are two types of gas stations, government ones and others where you pay in dollars. Most gas stations in Cuba are government run. And many are empty today, or you have to reserve your turn through an app and wait weeks, sometimes months. In Cuba, they have an app which is to call ticket. Here you're going to see the waiting list. It's been waiting for 3 months already. So he go to black market. Yeah, for of course, you cannot wait for 2 months for only 20 liters. It's incredible, no? It's really impossible to believe it. At the same time, there are other stations that sell in dollars more quickly, but at much higher prices. There's also a black market selling smuggled fuel. Never light here. Never light. Never light. Night has fallen in Havana, and there are no lights. It's getting dark, brother, what we gonna do? Every day like this? Every day in this area, no electricity. Ah, there is one light there. Yeah. No, but it's only one light and maybe some balcony. So some people they have generator. That some people have generator, but in this area, a lot people don't have money for buy generator because it's expensive in my country. Hola. Yeah, it's light in the head. No petrol? No petrol. Welcome to our land. Good today, better tomorrow. Look, victory. At sunset, Cuba seems to enter a different world. Electricity can vanish suddenly, leaving entire neighborhoods in darkness. Hey bro, we just got some information that we have a national blackout again. It's because as there's no fuel coming to the country, they cannot generate electricity. And what is the line behind that? What's happening? This is because there's a bakery. Yeah, they are fighting because somebody just came in the line first. For tomorrow breakfast? It's now 7 p.m. The entire country is in darkness. How many waiting? 3 hours. 3 hours to buy bread. 3 hours to buy bread. Unbelievable. That one has light. Its shop has a generator. Hola, hola. Spain ruled Cuba for 4 centuries before the United States expelled it, and Cuba came under American influence in 1902. 40 years during which America has replaced Spain in its protector's role. But in 1959, everything changed. Fidel Castro led a revolution and overthrew the US-backed regime. The United States responded quickly. It cut ties and imposed an economic embargo that continues to this day. Cuba then chose a different path, turning toward the Soviet Union. 3 years later, the world stood on the brink of nuclear war because the Soviet Union had placed nuclear missiles on the island. The US threatened nuclear war, forcing the Soviets to withdraw the missiles while America pledged not to invade the island. Cuba and its revolutionaries became icons and sources of inspiration for many anti-colonial movements in Africa and Latin America. Since then, Cuba has been largely cut off from the world. But in 2026, Cuba returned to the spotlight. When the United States decided to reset what it considers part of its backyard, oil supplies to Cuba were cut and a new blockade led to widespread power outages. The electricity just went out on us suddenly. This is a crisis hitting every home in Cuba. Such a strange country. Today the US is once again applying pressure and threatening to change the regime or make a deal to restore its dominance over the island. Cuba now stands at a historic crossroads. Ongoing economic collapse or a dramatic transformation that could end decades of conflict. Look at the streets, they're empty. Some people are leaving and others are unable to come. The question that history will ask, will Cuba remain a relic of the Cold War, or are we witnessing the beginning of the end of this chapter? Today, we'll tell the story of a people's struggle. Normally, I use electricity for cooking, but they normally try to do it in the morning. So she says, fortunately, I was able to cook in the morning, so now everything is ready. What's the issue with water here? Because someone told us there's no water in Old Havana. The same goes for water. It comes every 15, 18, or 21 days. Where do they get water for cooking and washing? We have many water tanks to store the water. There is a little now, but before, it was very difficult. Really? It's very important, it's very for books and everything. My name is Natalie. I study architecture here in Cuba, so I belong to CUGI. It's a very famous university here in Cuba, but it's currently closed. No, right now I'm not happy, of course not. The government provides them free healthcare, free education, social security for disabled people, to the single mothers, to the children. The government gives salaries, wages to the doctors, to the teachers. Yes, everyone has their salary, but it's very low. A teacher's salary is around 5,000 pesos in national currency. Here is a very large bank, so that people can withdraw cash. Withdraw their money from the bank. Many ATMs in the city don't have cash to give to the population. The government give only a day 5,000 pesos. Only limited. Yeah, with limited. The question now is, will Cuba remain stuck in the past, or are we about to witness the beginning of the end of this chapter?